Hi again, General Maths students. Now you can see here the workings from a previous video where I drew a scatterplot on a grid. Now I want to show you how to draw a scatterplot on the calculator and what is expected when you copy that off the calculator onto paper. Righto, so I'm going to get you to turn on your calculator and have that ready. I'm doing this on a TI Nspire. Okay, so I'm just going to go to the home screen and we want to go to the lists and spreadsheets. So this green button here, I'll go in there. Now I'm going to enter the data. So I'm just going to set myself up so I can see the data here. Okay, there it is there. Now I'm going to enter the daily temperature into the first list here. Okay, enter that data. Always be quite careful when you do this. Make sure you check your data because it's easy to make an error with your data entry. Okay, and now I'll go and enter the other data, which is the number of cans sold. So of course this is the soft drink example where we've got daily temperature versus number of cans sold. And we're going to get a scatter plot of this data, this bivariate data. Okay, so now I've got the data entered into the calculator. Maximize that. Okay, so in order to get a scatter plot, we need to label our axes or label the lists, the data lists. So we can label our axes on the calculator. So I'll just call this it's daily temperature. So I'll just say TEMP for temperature, but you can just use X or a T or any letter that you'll remember. It doesn't matter. Over here, I'll use cans like that. Righto, so that's fine. Look, if you do use a different letter like X or Y and you've previously entered data into your calculator, it may remember that previous data and wipe your data now. So if that's happening, that's the reason why. And you'll need to delete that variable. So you'll need to find out how to do that, looking it up. Okay, anyway, I'm going to proceed with this now. I'm going to go back to the home screen by pushing the on button. And now I'm going to go across to data and statistics, the pink button. I'm going to go in there. Now, on my computer here, I have a mouse pad, so it's really easy to click and drag and stuff like that. But you'll need to use, on your physical calculator, the center of the pad there, the directional pad, in order to click and drag stuff around. So I'm going to get you to click here, and this is the x-axis where the temperature goes. So I'm going to click on temperature, and then drag the cursor up, and click here. And that's the cans. And there is the graph. Very nice. Okay, so what do we do with this? Once we have that, how do we copy this and represent this on a piece of paper if we're asked to do so? Well, this is what we do. I'm going to just make that a little smaller. Oh, not that small. Okay, so I can still see the calculator there. Now, I'm just going to go here and show you on the left. Right. So what we want you to do is get a ruler and rule some axes to begin with. Okay, so here's my y-axis and here's my x-axis. Like that. That'll do. Okay, and we're really going to follow this same process as we looked at earlier. Labeling axes. Now, we don't need to scale the axes. I'll talk more about that later, but we do want to plot the points. All right. Now, we don't need to be so accurate here with a screen plot. All right. I'm just going to try and copy the general pattern. I'm just going to use crosses this time. So kind of we have those three there that go up in that direction, then a bit of a gap, and there's one sort of over here, and then okay, and there is a representation of that plot. That's fine. Okay, now I'm going to label the axes. We've got daily temp, and we've got cans sold over here. Okay, righto, that's fine. Now, we don't have any scale here, but what we do want you to provide is a couple of the data points, right? So I'm just going to hover the cursor over this one here. It doesn't matter which two. And that is the point 12 and 74. It should show you that point if you hover the cursor on it. 12 and 74. So I'll label that one. We want you to label one more. So I'll label this one here is 27 and 120. We don't mind which two you label, but we want you to label a couple of them. Okay, 27 and 120. Okay, and now we're done. Righto, so those are the steps for obtaining a screen plot on the calculator, and that's how we'd like you to represent it on paper. Go ahead and practice some of these. Thanks for watching.